Good morning and welcome to this thought for the day for Friday, and today we're in Acts chapter 5 and beginning at verse 12. The apostles performed many miraculous signs and wonders among the people, and all the believers used to meet together in Solomon's colonnade. No one else dared join them, even though they were highly regarded by the people. Nevertheless, more and more people believed in the Lord and were added to their number. As a result, people brought the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and mats so that at least Peter's shadow might fall on some of them as he passed by. Crowds gathered also from the towns around Jerusalem, bringing their sick and those tormented by evil spirits, and all of them were healed. Then the high priest and all his associates, who were members of the party of the Sadducees, were filled with jealousy. They arrested the apostles and put them in the public jail, and during the night an angel of the Lord opened the doors of the jail and brought them out. "Go, stand in the temple courts," he said, "and tell the people the full message of this new life." At daybreak they entered the temple courts as they'd been told and began to teach the people. When the high priest and his associates arrived, they called together the Sanhedrin, the full assembly of the elders of Israel, and sent to the jail for the apostles. But on arriving at the jail, the officers did not find them there, so they went back and reported, "We found the jail securely locked with the guards standing at the doors, but when we opened them, we found no one inside." On hearing this, the captain of the temple guard and the chief priests were puzzled, wondering what would come of this. Then someone came and said, "Look, the men you put in jail are standing in the temple courts, teaching the people." At that, the captain went with his officers and brought the apostles. They didn't use force because they feared that the people would stone them. It's an extraordinary passage, and it is such a far cry from our experience of Christian life. It's as big a contrast from sung evensong as you could imagine. Imagine that people were gathering daily to hear the gospel preached, that loads of people were being converted, that people were being healed, to the extent that people were laid in the streets in the hope that Yan's shadow would fall on them and it would do them good. It just doesn't bear thinking about. So what are we to make of this passage? It is clear, isn't it, that the Holy Spirit was hugely active and powerful in these early days of the church after the day of Pentecost, and that great things were happening as a kickstart to the church, and that extraordinary numbers of people were becoming Christians despite great opposition, so that we have the contrast of people being afraid to come out and listen to them, but at the same time lots of people coming to Christ and becoming members of the church, being converted. And we've thought before in these thoughts for the day of the way in which the Holy Spirit seems seasonal in his activity, that he is sometimes more active in our lives and in the life of the church as we know it than he is at others. If we look around the church today, we can find that there are some places where the Holy Spirit is clearly hugely active and many people are becoming Christians. Unlikely places like Iran and India, but other places like our own country where the church seems comparatively ineffective and the numbers of people being converted are rather modest. So what are we to make of it? Well, my suggestion would be that in the light of this passage, in the light of Christian history, we should always be at prayer for the work of the Holy Spirit, work in our own lives and work in our own church and work within our nation. We know that there have been times of great revival, like the time of the Wesleys, And let us long in this time of spiritual need within our nation that God would work in such a way today, and indeed that he would work through us, that we would achieve all the potential that God has for us in his service in this day. So I hope that today you'll have a great day, and that you will indeed experience the work of the Holy Spirit in whatever way in your own life today. God bless you.